Hello. Welcome back to another CNC project video with Legacy Woodworking Machinery. Today we're going to be continuing on with the project of the convertible China hutch, and we're going to be specifically machining the left and right styles for the lower cabinet front face frame. At first glance, today's machining looked like a complete success. The cutter sounded great, the parts stayed locked in place, and everything came off the machine looking exactly the way I intended. Or so I thought. It wasn't until I started inspecting the finished parts that I found one small detail I completely overlooked during programming. That tiny mistake didn't ruin the project, but it did teach me something I'll be changing from now on. Now, while we're producing the face frame components today, I want to show you not only how the parts are made, but how I evaluate finished components, and why the evaluation is just as important as the machining process itself. So let's get started. These parts are being machined from Alder using our Legacy Maverick CNC equipment with the horizontal workstation. For today's parts, I was able to machine everything using a single 3/8 down spiral cutter. Whenever I reuse the same cutter for multiple operations, this means fewer tool changes and less setup time, more consistency throughout the project, and I don't need as many specialty cutters sitting on the shelf. The first feature I machine is the rabbet joint that will eventually connect these styles to the left and right side face frames. Once that's established, I use the same cutter to machine the outside profile while creating the iso-lock joinery at both ends of each style as part of the profile itself. The entire part is machined in 4 passes about 1.25 inches deep. Rather than plunging straight into the material for each pass, I use ramps to ease the cutter into the material. That reduces the shock load on both the cutter and the spindle, helping everything last longer over time. I also use 3D tabs to hold the part securely during machining. One of the reasons I like to use 3D tabs instead of normal tabs is that the cutter never has to stop and plunge back into the material for every tab. It simply continues moving through the cut, which leaves a cleaner edge and reduces cleanup after machining. Once I press start, I'm not just waiting for the machine to finish. At the beginning of every program, one of the first things I'm checking is that the X, Y, and Z zeros are set up correctly. If they're not, I'd much rather catch it in the first few seconds than after the cutter has already ruined a workpiece. Once everything is cutting where it should, I shift my attention to the machine itself. I'm listening for chatter, watching how the chips are clearing, making sure the clamps are holding securely, and checking for any sign of burning or anything else that doesn't look or sound quite right. Today, everything sounded exactly the way I hoped it would. The cutter was producing clean chips, the spindle sounded smooth, and the clamps held the material securely, and nothing suggested the program needed any adjustments. That's always a good sign that the feeds, speeds, tooling, and work holding are all working together the way they should. After machining, I head over to the bandsaw to remove the tabs before using a flush trim router to clean those areas perfectly flush with the rest of the part. That's when the real evaluation begins. One thing I've learned over the years is that the machine finishing its program doesn't automatically mean the job is finished. I don't consider a part completed until I've inspected every edge. As I started looking over these parts, I found one small area that caught my attention. One corner had a little bit of tear out. The machine didn't make a mistake, the cutter didn't make a mistake, I did. Earlier in the program, I machined the rabbet joint, which created an exposed grain edge. Later, during the profile cut, I forgot to remove a small section of material that would have supported those fibers before the cutter reached that corner. Because of that, the grain broke away slightly. It's nothing that can't be repaired, but it's exactly the kind of detail I want to catch before I run another set of parts. The next time I machine these, I'll simply add a small pocketing toolpath in that location to remove those vulnerable fibers before the profile reaches that corner. It's a tiny programming change, but those small improvements are what continually make your programs better. One thing CNC has taught me over the years is that programming is never really finished. Every project teaches you something. Sometimes it's a faster machining strategy, sometimes it's a better way to fixture the material, sometimes it's a cleaner toolpath, and sometimes it's a tiny detail you never would have noticed until you had the finished part in your hands. That's why I'm just as meticulous at evaluating my finished parts as I do creating my toolpaths in the first place. Every inspection teaches me something I can apply to the next project. These styles are now complete and ready for sanding before we begin assembling the front face frame. Overall, I'm really happy with how they turned out, and even happier knowing exactly what I'll improve before machining another set. Now I'm curious, have you ever done a project where during the machining process everything looked perfect, but you found something after you took the part off the machine? Please leave your experience and ideas and comments right down below. I'd love to hear about what you learned from those. Now, this next part may not be for you, but we do have project plans available on Legacy's website at legacywoodworking.com/projects. And we'll leave the link in the video description below. But we also have a full calendar schedule of upcoming hands-on workshops where you can register and come to our Legacy facility. You'll learn directly from our team, build real projects, and discover how shops across the country are using the Maverick CNC to produce furniture, cabinetry, architectural millwork, and custom woodworking products faster than ever before. Whether you're looking to grow your business, increase production, or simply build better projects, the Maverick CNC was designed to help you get there. If you enjoyed today's project, give us a thumbs up, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. We still have plenty of parts to produce for this convertible China hutch project, and along the way, I like to share my programming decisions and the lessons I learned. That way, every project we can make is a little bit better than the last. In the next video, we're going to be producing the top rail for this face frame assembly and move one step closer to a finished project. So don't miss it. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in that next video.